Ain't that delightful? Well, good morning. Good morning, Remy. Hi, Vanelia, Nicole. Um, Last episode we left at doing body scan, and that's being reflected in the map class that some of us are doing. So I said we were going to try to mirror these two things, what we're doing in the map, what we're doing in MindLab. For those that aren't in the map, that's okay. For those that are watching this on perhaps a YouTube channel, hi. We're going to continue with this idea of a body scan, and that'll be the meditation today. So I wanted to ask if anyone had been practicing it and what their insights were. Because I've been practicing it and I had some insights that I wanted to, or not insights, but questions. So I thought we just start with a discussion about it.
Can I share a bit? Hi, everyone. I've been practicing that a bit, uh, but I start having again a weird sensations in my body. Um, I mean, weird in terms of I had my body be damaged, especially left part. So a while ago, I had that strange sensation in my left arm, the whole arm. And then they kind of disappeared, or maybe I get used to them. So now, while I'm practicing body scan, those sensations resumed, let's put it this way. And that actually
Mm,
sometimes acting as a distraction while I'm scanning other parts of the body. So for me, sometimes it's very difficult, let's say, to focus on the right arm, only because I have such a strong sensations in the left arm. So that's a thing. But yeah, every time after the body scan, the focus is much better and vividness is by far better. That's really like
mm,
Nicole mentioned. That's like growing up to a next level. That's really exciting and like practice today. What we've done with all body, that was. I don't know, I took it as a game and it was so interesting to stay within the body. And once again, thank you, Nicole. You're absolutely right. Then there is absolutely no room for distractions, when you're in this state that just nothing goes inside that bubble pretty much. Yeah. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
The metaphor was limiting the scope of our attention and what we're willing to give space in our meditation is in the bubble, and everything else is outside the bubble, and being really strict about not allowing what's outside the bubble to come inside the bubble. Um, hey Emma, we're just talking about the body scan. I'm curious people's experience of it, and I'll just be more direct. Here's my question. The idea is we're focusing on sensation of breath somewhere around the tip of the nose, upper lip, nostril. That's what we've been practicing for a long time. Tension goes there, maintain some awareness. Now, with that stability, we're trying to increase the power of that mindfulness by introducing some techniques that will increase our mental agility, the power of mindfulness. It feels to me like it's just like, I don't know, it's like going to the gym in a different way. Steroids for the mind. Body scan is like steroids for the mind. I know. The idea that we're then dropping our attention to the sensations of breath at the belly, stabilizing, and then moving our attention to different body parts. Could be very small, could move to another part, to another part, to another part, and then gradually kind of combining parts into one big whole, and then coming back to the sensation of breath at the nose. While we do that, sensations of breath associated with the belly, the instructions from John Yates was keep that in your peripheral awareness. So in the peripheral awareness, there's sensations associated with the in and out breath at the belly, and then we're moving our attention to the different body parts. Um, Anyone else have problems with that? I don't know what was going on for you.
Um, I don't know, it's just I feel like the sensation at the nose is so much more precise, and it's a little more subtle going down, feeling the sensation in a different body part. Um, and like I think it's hard for me to maintain like the attention on the body once the focus moves to the attention on a body part and then also still feeling that sensation there. It's because the attention feels so strong, but then sometimes it's just like this like pulsing thing that I'm feeling. I don't know. But it does feel like I have to switch my attention to that, and I am curious how that all kind of combines later on, like in the stages, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyone
Anyone
else?
else?
Thank you for sharing, Emma. Anyone else have that experience or question or similar kind of flavor of experience?
Can I just try to clarify the question? So you're saying if we
Yeah.
are having problems with like like scanning specific body parts while keeping the breath at the belly and peripheral awareness?
It's the breath at the belly and peripheral awareness that I'm
So it's
curious about how people are doing with that aspect of it.
I guess I just didn't do it. I'm guilty. Yeah, it's a lot to focus on different things at the same time. It's already, we're trained for the brain, for the breath already. So moving to the specific parts, it's sort of a new thing. So we're adding a lot of new things for me, at least at the same time. And yeah, this idea of like keeping things in peripheral awareness in general is very subtle also. So it's like it's already possibly challenging to do very well. Like keeping the right amount, I guess. You can have like the proportion of peripheral
Yeah.
awareness. It's like how much is enough and how much is too much or something.
Yeah. I I think that I mean just to go to that question for a second, my experience is at first it feels like there's times it's like there's times I need more spotlight and I just need more energy to focus on the object more clearly. I'm kind of floating around too much. And then there's times, but that can be a problem because when that, if I'm just trying too hard to be like a laser beam, my experience is suddenly I'm just thinking about lunch. And I wasn't aware of that process of going from trying to focus on the object to what happened. And suddenly I'm just at lunch. Or what's my workday look like? And so there's some aspect of awareness that allows us to kind of be this broader, more vast field that allows us to be aware of what else is going on in the mind. It's really like driving a car. If we only just looked straight ahead with laser focus, we wouldn't see another car running a red light. We wouldn't be able to adjust or react. There can be that accident. Feels like that to me.
Are you saying, for example, that by releasing the amount of effort or focus, it allows us to make better use of the metacognitive
I'm
introspective awareness?
I'm
Or
saying that at first it feels like there's times I need more of one and more of the other. But we shouldn't think of it as like a balance. It's not like I'm trying to balance attention and awareness. Ultimately, we're trying to get better at both. it's like using those two aspects of the mind, or those two tools, to um, John Yates calls it mindfulness. It's like that's the power of mindfulness. Like the correct, we're trying to increase the power of our attention and awareness. It's not like a balance. It's like we want, Nicole was talking about it this morning, we want the power of both to be stronger, more both. And that's how he talks about mindfulness, or the power of mindfulness. So you need a book. Sorry, my mom's just looking for her tablet because she's addicted to technology like the rest of us. We're going to meditate in a minute. But back to my question of like, so I hope that helps. Back to the question of, well, how do I'm so trained in peripheral awareness being kind of one thing, and now I'm being asked to keep the sensations of in and out breath of the belly, and that as what peripheral awareness is focused on. I'm having a really hard time with that. And my experience has been to continue with the body scan regardless. It feels like the attention wants to go back to the belly to check in for sensation there. But my experience is just keep going with the body scan. Just keep moving the attention to the different parts of the body. And I don't know, I was talking about this problem with Nicole, and I wondered if you would share your insights into how it works for you.
About dropping peripheral awareness to the body specifically.
Yeah.
Um, to just kind of go over the process for those who maybe aren't in the course, we have our attention on sensation of breath. To do the body scan, we drop that attention now to sensations at the lower belly. Once we're stable there, we start to move the attention to other places in the body. Okay, we're working on agility of mind, and increasing the power of our mindfulness. Once we start to move our attention from the belly, we are kind of setting our peripheral awareness at the belly. And for me, it acts as like a kind of this locus of where we're now being, which is this like somatic experience. We're kind of I cue it like drop back from out of your head, drop back, fall back down to the belly, and get in this more grounded somatic experience of sensation. Like in the earlier stages, we're really more thinking about concepts of breath than actually with sensation of breath. And with this practice, what we're trying to do is get into a lot more sensation, a much more somatic experience of breath. And so having that be I think we move here and we start here because one, we can feel sensations of breath here. And it kind of acts as this like anchor point to ground the experience in fully being in sensation now. Not concepts, not idea, but body sensations, and specifically the sensations of your prana, the movement of the sensations, how they change over time. And so it's a little sticky at first. Like it takes a while to get used to that process. It feels like sticky putty. Like it'll kind of go back to the old habit. And so why it's so cool is it makes you become vigilant. not in a way that's like adding tension vigilant, but like you have to be aware in every single moment. Like when you're on the left hand and then you move to the right hand, you have to maintain this like very vigilant uh, direction of like, oh no, now the circle is just here. And having this be the lower belly be the locus for peripheral awareness, it it keeps the experience in a somatic place for me. And so instead of like going up into thinking, it's like it anchors the experience in this physical experience of the body and of prana.
Hmm. So what what I took from that, or here's why I asked her to share, is for some of us, perhaps, like I've tried this idea of dropping the locus of perception, or like where it feels like I'm perceiving the world from, which is here, to the throat or to the heart or to the belly, which is kind of, I think, the somatic experience or the embodied experience or the experience that, some people are able to have. And then that makes a lot of sense. Um, if you, but I can't, I don't, that doesn't work for me. I've tried that for years and I don't experience the world from my throat. I don't experience the world from my belly. It doesn't feel like that dropping back thing is um, in my capacity to do like that. But I can feel it lessening from the front of my head, very cerebral thinking, to the relaxation of that into more diffused or the back of my head. And so if you're struggling with that concept of how do I have peripheral awareness at the sensations at the belly and it's not working, two things. Keep going. Like just, mainly move the attention around the different objects, see what happens and go with that. But at the same time, try to loosen up on that sense of perception being in the forehead. If you can drop back like Nicole is describing, awesome. If that's a challenge, um, keep going with it, but at least try to loosen that sense of like this thinking occurs 1 inch in from my forehead. At least try to loosen that and relax that into something bigger. I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense? That's how it feels to me. Getting the deer in the headlight looks. Let's meditate. Okay. Point being, if that's challenging, it's okay. Keep going with the practice. Mm, we'll start by tapping back into what's the motivation for practice? Why are we here? What are we doing? What's the point? Maybe you come up with an answer that's um, an honest answer. Well, I'm here because it's Thursday. This is what I do on Thursdays. And then from that honest answer, we can get to a higher motivation or higher answer. I really want to be able to train my mind so that I can be less reactive to people. I can hold the good intentions that I have more closely. I really do want to be able to have compassion and love for everybody in every situation in my life. Training my mind so I can do that. It takes some weird body scan technique to do, and do it. That takes getting on the cushion every day, then do it. Let that intention drive us in our practice. And let that motivation be uplifting, not heavy, inspiring, not daunting. Allow it to fill us with the determination to use this time to the best of our capacity. Joyful perseverance. And then acknowledging where we are here now. Allow whatever's in our experience to be there. Temperature or the sounds. Like Tuesday, the fridge just kicked in. It's okay. That sound can be there. But it can be there in the background. Bring your mind to the object. Sensation of breath. And without adding tension, don't be vague about sensation of breath, or don't allow it to be an idea. With careful observation, without the joy or tension, with the joy, without the tension. Where is that sensation? And once you find it, start counting 10 breath cycles, using that sensation to anchor the mind to. Check right away. See if there's tension or see if the mind is already left. Relax. Note the distraction, let it go. Let go of the counting. Transition into following the breath. Being aware of the sensations through the exhale, the transition to the inhale, transition to the exhale, breath cycle after breath cycle. If you're needing to pull the mind back from distractions, then make sure you do that with an uplifted, joyful state of mind. And we'll continue to try to cultivate a strong awareness of what's going on in the mind as we meditate on the object. Withdrawing a bit from the outer world into the inner world. See if you can maintain awareness of the object for the next 10 breaths without losing it at all. We'll start the body scan. So drop the attention from the sensations around the nose or lip down to the belly. Place the mind on any sensations that we experience with the in and out breath. And now we'll start to direct our attention to different parts of the body. To start with the right thumb. We'll try to be more precise. Let's try to be aware of the fingernail on the right thumb. Like that first knuckle, the first segment of the right thumb. Observing for sensation or change in sensation. And now the whole right thumb. the whole second finger, right index finger. Index finger and thumb. Now the third finger, just the third finger. Observing for sensation. Change in sensation. And now first three fingers together. Now just the fourth finger. See if you can isolate just the fourth finger. Right hand, fourth finger. All four fingers. And now we'll come back to the sensation of breath at the tip of the nose. Take a mental note of how the meditation went, or if there were some insights or things to remember to try again, or mm, was there something that worked? Mm, Make a dedication if that's your practice. At least mentally give yourself a pat on the back. And brings us right here, right now. Um, some of us meditated back to back this morning. Thank you for doing that. It is the end of class. If you do have to go, please have a beautiful rest of your day. We got a few seconds to hang out. Always curious how it went, what landed, what felt good, what insights. So we'll hang out for a few minutes, and I'd love to hear how it went. Yulia.
Yeah, I want to share one thing that I noticed. Usually, when I put my attention on object, and peripheral awareness feels like overload, and it feels like bee's house. But you try to stay on object, and when you go to the body scan and try to focus on belly and then go to different parts of the body, but stay on the belly. It's like, belly stays on peripheral awareness, but it's like task for mind. Put this one thing to peripheral awareness, so it becomes like one bee instead of a lot of bees there. And for mind, it's like two capacities go like at the same time, but it's much easier when one bee stays here, and it's like a little bit relaxing. And it's a little bit easier to focus on different parts of the body. And when you go to the sensation of breath, still this one B, like focusing on belly, it stays here, but it's easier, much easier. You have more attention on your sensation of breath. So for me, it was like relaxation, really, a really big relaxation, and energy rise up, if I explain. Yeah.
Cool.
And it worked better, much better.
That's fantastic.
Can I piggyback on what she shared? I love how you phrased that, Yulia, because what we're really doing with giving peripheral awareness something to do at stage 5 is that it's like we're trying to subdue subtle dullness by by training not just our attention, but also our awareness. It's like giving it like one thing to do versus the whole hive of what is usually entertained. So I love that metaphor that you use. And yeah, wanted to add that it's like we're creating this kind of dual demand on consciousness by giving peripheral awareness something to do.
That's cool. That's helpful. Did anyone else get distracted with debating whether the thumb is a finger? I was getting so confused to describe it. It's like the first thumb and then it's the first two fingers. But
I was debating inside my head, let's say, when you ask to include there are two fingers in our awareness, and I was thinking, is it two separate fingers or they're interconnected and I'm taking this part, and then when it's three, it's just three fingers, or they're taking a part of the hand as well, you know? So that was kind of debate.
Yeah, that's the problem with 15 years of being a debater. It's not the point.
I was thinking about Nicole focusing on the mitochondria of the cell on the side of the nail of the pinky or the thumb. Like, wow, that's really small. That's impressive. Like, it's very cool.
started going down that road. And it's like, oh my God, we're gonna need 3 hours for this meditation. Okay, move it to the mitochondria 1 over. Now 1 over.
I have a
All right, my
question for
friend.
you, Nicole. Oh,
Yeah, go for it.
just a quick one. Doing the body scan, not this time, but in a previous meditation, in a previous class, in my right arm, just whole arm area, I felt so much energy that I had a feeling that I don't know, I can boil a cup of water with that. Is it normal to have it or not?
I think there's a normal. Everyone's going to have a different experience. I think there's a lot of weird chronic things that are likely to happen as we progress through the stages. And the main thing is don't get too distracted by them. Like just allow whatever sensation is there to be there. So, like just be aware of like, oh, am I experiencing the sensation with my attention, or not, am I now thinking about, wow, I could boil a cup of water with this, while it's happening, and to just be aware of the subtle ways the mind will kind of entertain subtle distractions. And to just really try to stay with the sensation, and any type of thinking or overanalyzing is just a distraction. So to stay with the sensation. And yeah, don't be surprised if like there's jolts. Like you sometimes see this in Dharma class. People are like, like their prana is like zapping them, or like it becomes so strong as as more of that starts to move towards the central channel. And there's more of that will come up in the next stage that we'll talk about next week.
Thank you so much. That's really helpful. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah. It's a good sign, but just don't get like attached to it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that the analyzing thoughts about that is also a distraction. I didn't catch it at that moment, to be honest. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right, keep that boat afloat. My friends, thank you for a beautiful morning of meditation. And we'll see next class is Tuesday morning, back at the normal time, which is 9 Eastern. Cool. Have a beautiful rest of the day. It's great to see you.
Great to see you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care, Emma. See you, Eka. Yulia, I hope everyone feels better. All right, take care.